Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. I was recently given one of Idaho Custom Creations monthly tier tray kits. This is the June kit and it's a patriotic theme. So much fun. Now this is a monthly kit. The only way you can purchase it is to subscribe. And you must subscribe by June 15th if you want to receive the 4th of July kit. So you only have a few days. If you subscribe on June 16th or later, you'll receive the July kit. So in the kit, you'll have an information instruction sheet, and there's a sample picture of all of the projects you'll be creating. This is a DIY project, so you will be doing all of the painting and assembling. They've really made it so easy, and the kit does include all of the tools you'll need to assemble your projects. So I'm starting with the Land That I Love sign. So I have the background piece. I will be attempting a dry brush technique, and I will admit I failed, but I'm still trying it. I've never done this before, so this was definitely new for me. Now the kit does include the foam brush, the little cup to put your paints in, all of the paints, even has the paper plate. So most of this video I did speed up quite a bit. So the idea with the dry brush, you're supposed to put a little bit of paint on, wipe it off, and then brush it across your wood piece. And I tried that and I'm not sure it really turned out very well. I did go back and do a little bit more with it, and I think it still worked out overall since most of it will be covered up. Now for the rest of the pieces, I will be using these little foam wedges that are included. So I'm just dipping it in the paint, wiping off any excess, and then dabbing it gently up and down on all of the letters. So I'm trying my best not to get it on the edge of the pieces. I do occasionally, but I think overall I did pretty good. Next I'll work on the United States, and I'll paint that in blue. And you can see in the background they've scored the letters or the words, so it'll be really easy to line up those wood words when you're ready to assemble everything. So there's also a little frame that will go around that piece. I'm going to paint that one in red. So same technique, just dabbing that little foam or sponge brush in the paint, wiping off the excess, and then going around the edge. And after it dried, if I noticed it needed a little more paint, I did do a second coat. Now there's a couple small stars and also the little heart, and I'm just attaching those to the blue tape that was included in the kit. So now I'm working on the next project. I decided to do all of the painting first, and then I set everything aside to let it dry. So next I have the sentiment, home of the free because of the brave. I love that. Also has the large USA letters. So here's that background piece for all those letters. And I'm going to cover this one in white. And it does seem to need a couple coats. That white is a little paler with that background. And don't worry if it seems like you're getting too much paint on those background scored letters. You're going to cover all of that up with the wood letters. Now for all the projects I'm assembling, I am following their little sample guide, but you can mix and change it up however you want. So I'm going to do a blue truck. Now there's a couple layers for the truck, so you really don't need to add paint all over. See how that one background piece is going to cover up the whole tailgate? I did use a black Copic marker to color the tires though. So now I'll start adding more blue paint to the tailgate of the truck. I'm trying to avoid the lights on the back of the truck. The little tiny ones on the top were kind of difficult to avoid, so I did end up painting them anyway. Now the very back of the truck will have a flag, so that's what that opening is right now. So again, doesn't need a lot of paint. So next I'll start working on the flag. So I have the blue with all the stars. I did use a gray Copic marker to color the bottom lights on the back of the truck. So now here's the flag. I'll do that one in red. It almost looks magical in the video watching the wood color turn into whatever color I'm using because it goes so fast. So there's all the tiny little stars and the white stripes. And these are cut out perfectly, so they will just piece together like a puzzle. So again, easiest way to paint those tiny pieces is to put them on some blue tape. I also brought in some masking tape. So moving on to the next project, this is the fireworks stand. I'm going to do this all in white. Now there is a toothpick that's included in the kit, So you can use that to wipe away the paint in certain areas. So here you'd see the wood panels on that stand, and it gets filled with paint. So I'm just taking the toothpick and scraping out that excess paint. They really did think of everything when assembling these kits. So I also have a couple of stars that I painted. Next I'll paint up the fireworks sign. So it already has the word fireworks on there. I'm going to use some blue paint. I had one little area in the W where I got some paint. I didn't want that there since I want that word to still show. There's two different fireworks and there's two pieces for each of them. So on one I did the background in white, and then I did mask off the top portion of the fireworks because I'm going to do that one in two colors. So the background of the other firework I did in blue, and again I'll mask off that top portion while I paint the bottom. Remove that tape and then paint the very top red, trying very carefully not to get it on the bottom portion. If I waited and let the paint dry, I could mask it off and make it really simple, but I didn't. Then I'll add one more coat of white to this background firework piece. Move on to the next project. So there's 6 little bunting pieces and 5 of them are the same size. One's just a little bit larger. I'm going to paint all of those red. The very center is going to be covered up with other pieces. I know on one of them I didn't paint it completely, but then the others I did. And there are 4 different wood pieces for that little bunting. So next there's the scallop and there's also some stars. So I'll paint all of those white. And for all of the whites, I did go over them twice just to have a brighter white color. Even if you're not a painter, this kit is so easy to use. They make everything very simple. The little sponge wedge pieces are so simple to use. So I'll do one more coat on all of those pieces, and then I'll move on to the next part, which is a little semicircle that'll go inside this scallop. And the brown paper I have on my desk was actually included in the kit as well. So they already have you covered. You don't have to worry about finding something to paint on. So here's that last little piece. I'm going to paint those all up blue. So one is just slightly larger than the other 5. So I'm almost done painting all of the pieces in the kit. I did paint one of the stands, but I did that off screen. So now it's time to assemble. Everything has sat and dried. The kit does include some super glue. I decided to wear some gloves since I don't want super glue on my fingers. I was okay about the paint, but not the super glue. So I'm just doing little dots on the back and then adhering everything together. Once you get to the words, it's so simple. You can still see that little engraving in the background. So you just line those up and then glue them together. And if you get a little extra super glue, I'm using the toothpick to wipe that away. So there's Land That I Love, add the little heart on the right. I'll also put 2 little stars in the lower left-hand corner. So there's the first project. Now we'll start working on the truck. This project has a few more little pieces. So first we'll assemble the truck. So you can see those areas I didn't paint all got covered up. Now, when I assembled the flag, I didn't get it lined up perfectly, and that glue dries really fast. It was really close, but I didn't get it perfectly lined up. So make sure you're lining things up nice. So assembling the flag, so easy. I decided to use some reverse tweezers to pick up these smaller pieces. Makes it easier when I'm adding that glue on the back. Now we kept all of the white stripes in order. Made it a little quicker to assemble. But you can see they pop right into that laser cut wood piece. So it's just like assembling a puzzle. Now we'll start working on the stars. I was trying to figure out if they were different sizes, and I think there's 3 different sizes. So as all of those stars go in place, that flag really comes to life. So that was so much fun. So this one has a lot of letters. And I do want to mention, like, not all of the H's are the same size. So the letters on the bottom are a little smaller than the letters on the top. So I was holding them up first just to make sure it is the correct letter before gluing it down. I think this is one of my favorite projects though. I love the sentiment, home of the free because of the brave, with that large USA in the center. This is so nice. Don't be intimidated by all those letters. This really was easy to assemble. Again, just lining them up with that outline in the background. So now I'm already moving on to the words on the bottom. So you can see they're just a little bit smaller. As I work on the rest of the letters, I want to talk about the subscription for a moment. This is a monthly subscription. You cannot purchase it individually, but if there is a kit that really isn't your favorite, you are allowed to skip that month. So that's a nice option. And if you go and look at the website, you can see the previous kits and they're so cute. There was even a coffee theme kit once. So much fun. So I'm also adding a couple blue stars just on the outside of the USA. So now I'll start assembling the fireworks stand. First I'll do the 2 fireworks. And then for the stand, I'll start with the little banner bunting. So there's the 3 pieces that you put together, and then there's also a star to add on top. For the fireworks stand, I did put the sign just slightly crooked, and that was intentional. So there's that little star. And then I'll assemble the other 5 little banners. So they're all the same. I'm going to put the little star in the center. And then the kit includes a piece of red, white, and blue twine, so you can string them all together and display them somewhere in your house. You can put them along the edge of your mantle. So it's really cute. And if you do decide to join the subscription, there's also an exclusive Facebook group. So that's fun. Everybody can share their different creations. So there are those all finished, and then I forgot to add 2 of the white stars on the fireworks stand. There were also some extra teeny tiny little stars, so I decided to paint those and add those to the fireworks stand as well. They were so cute, I didn't want to throw them away. There is one stand piece that you can adhere to the back of your project, so I'm putting that on land that I love. I'll have to let that glue dry here for a moment. And then here's the red, white, and blue twine that you can thread through those little banners. Super easy. I'm just putting it through the very top hole on each of them. And even though it's 4th of July, you could display patriotic colors any time of year. And there's one other stand. They just slide together, and this is to hold that circle sign. And then I decided to add a little bit of Nuvo glitter drops to the backlights on the truck. So here are all the projects I created using Idaho Custom Creations June 2021 tier tray kit. This was so much fun. I love the patriotic theme. If you are interested in subscribing and you want to receive this kit, you do need to sign up by June 15th. So you really only have a couple days. If you sign up on the 16th, you'll receive the next month kit, which I'm sure is adorable as well. I do have a link provided in the description box if you want to sign up and subscribe, or you can just check out their other items. They have lots of finished products. I did buy one of their faux books, and those are really fun as well. I love helping support local small businesses, and they're close enough to being local since they're right next door in Idaho. I live in Western Washington. A big thanks to Michelle over at Idaho Custom Creations for sending me this kit. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.